The first phase of Idaho's first urban whitewater park opened in 2012 to the excitement of the paddling and surfing communities and others. This facility has been a dream of a small group of people hoping to help create a place where they could enjoy a favorite outdoor activity. To that end, the Friends of Parks joined with the city of Boise to plan and build the Boise River Park. Organizers and city officials knew a river park had the potential to excite whitewater and paddling enthusiasts from across the region. But what everyone also came to realize was how significant an impact these amenities have had on other communities. The whitewater industry itself is growing and changing, reaching an audience that is continuing to diversify.
Back in the early 90s, there weren't a lot of whitewater parks, and it was mostly around kayakers. And Reno and the Truckee River was kind of the premier one. That's about, I think it's about a half a mile long, 11 pool drops, and it's been kind of a centerpiece for Reno. But since then, you've got lots of them opening up across the country, and in the meantime, you've got a whole other industry starting, and that's the stand-up paddleboarding or SUPboarding, and that's kind of changed everything. The customer base has changed dramatically. Originally, it was your Mountain Dew, rock and roll, high-octane kayaker guy. Now it's different. With stand-up paddleboarding, you're hitting all ages from, kids. You've got, just this last week, we had a big Boy Scout camp come through, and they wanted 20 boards just to learn stand-up paddling. You've got stand-up paddle yoga. My wife's big into it. My mom does it. She's 70-some years old. I won't go any further than that. But so the demographics have changed dramatically.
Paddling and surfing events are becoming bigger and bigger draws. Since Phase 1 of the park opened, city officials have been fielding requests for whitewater events. The completed park is projected to be a draw for large, even international audiences.
We've seen a lot of the competition circuit and traveling with the pros, and we see what happens when a community embraces the whitewater sport and the tourism that it brings in. We've definitely watched as Alec was competing at World Championships. Worlds would be attracted to Boise. Being able to see the crowds that form and that travel a lot. We have families that travel from Alabama, that travel all over the world. This last year, the events that were happening in Idaho had attracted people from Russia. They were attracting people from the UK, from Europe, all over the US. And they came and they stayed, and they were here for over a month. Because there's a circuit of competitions, they stay for a long time. But it also brings in families, it brings in people who are looking for a place to go vacation, and it's something interesting that they don't get to see all the time.
I would say in the peak of the season this year, almost every day there was a group from out of town, and it was a daily thing. People came from all over the country, people came from Australia, people came from Europe. It's definitely going to do nothing but grow, in my opinion.
The adjacent and soon-to-be-developed Esther Simplot Park will significantly enhance the ability of the park to host future events and serve as a significant draw in its own right. These amenities will also benefit what had become a disinvested neighborhood west of downtown Boise. But the park is projected to be a boon to others as well. Amenities like this are of value to many, regardless of whether they've ever picked up a paddle or stood on a surfboard. They're touted by businesses looking to recruit a talented and diverse workforce.
Most of the people that come to Boise that I'm familiar with are coming because of the quality of life. So it's a great place if you want to settle and raise kids. The pace is slower than it is necessarily in one of the major cities. The cost of living is significantly less expensive. If you want to, we were talking about it earlier, if you wanted to go surfing, I can go to the Boise River. So it's literally in our back door, right? So you've got this incredible convenience that means, to me at least, that I don't have to take a whole day off. I can do something for a couple of hours, whether it's in the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, the end of the day, and still basically work the whole day. So many activities are readily available to you, and many of them are readily available at no cost. So you'd think, okay, so a lot of these activities are really geared towards younger people. The people my age are still interested in pursuing a lot of those activities. The area attracts people who are more interested in the quality of life and a lifestyle than necessarily just work, because it is a nice balance between the two.
They draw young professionals and their families to Boise.
Yeah, it's awesome to have the river park so close because I can go after work. I'm a nurse at St. Luke's, but even after a 12-hour shift, I can rally and go at like 8 p.m. on a warm summer day and surf till it's dark. Having things like a park system and a river park where I live would be key, just because I love to recreate, and it's important because it's so close, so you can have like a good work-lifestyle balance. So you can get out so easily, because it's really like a 5-10 minute drive, and you put on your wetsuit and then you get in the river, or we have the foothills, so it's like, 5-10 minutes and you're on your bike or running in the trails. So yeah, it just makes it easy because you don't have to drive far.
Recently, the City of Boise approved a contract with Whitewater Park designer Macmillan LLC to design and construct the next phase of the Boise River Park. The design for the half-mile downriver stretch of the park is divided into 3 distinct reaches, each of which will offer something for recreationists at every skill level. The total cost of this next phase is estimated to be $7.3 million, most of which will be raised through private donations. Construction is expected to begin in late 2014 on Esther Simplot Park, a 55-acre undeveloped site contiguous to Phase 2 of the Boise River Park. Funding is provided by the Simplot Family Foundation. The future expansion of the Boise River Park will depend upon the success of the private fundraising campaign. Thank you for believing in this project and supporting it with your contributions and advocacy. For more information, visit us online.